pleasant good day, part deux of our discussion as it relates to open appointment slots in professional entities as a result of sensitivity to pricing. I was interrupted because a good friend and client called while the last narrative was going in place. And it was such a good narrative, I just didn't want to abandon it. But my friend is going to be seeing me this Thursday from Ohio, here in beautiful Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. And I had to answer the call. So mea culpa and mea culpa. And I guess mea maxima culpa. But this is part two. And we're going to be talking about the open time slots and pricing. And what I was doing in the last session was setting you up that the boomers were working. They got us out of the last inflationary cycle. But I don't believe, based on number and willingness to work, that we're going to have the same solutions for the 2020s to get us as quickly out of the inflationary cycle. So pricing is going to be an issue for a while to come. Just found out that we're now up to $36 trillion of deficit. And it's going to get worse with the interest rate equivalency, so that we're going to have to watch ourselves. But pricing is a critical factor. People's wages are not increasing by the same rate as the sustained pricing that they're being subject in purchasing goods and services. And these are critical goods, not luxury items. I don't know what the cost of caviar is, but I'll never find out either because I can't stand the stuff. And I can't see how anybody would want to pay the prices for them that they are. But the fact still remains that we are in a period of time where we're not going to get out early. We don't have the man-hour equivalents. We don't have the manufacturing, raw goods, at least not for the next 3 years. It's going to take some time to jumpstart. And it's not just us in the United States. It's our cousins and brothers and friends up north. In Canada, they're sustaining the same types of issues, and they're trying to dig out of them. So I think what we're going to have to do is be a little judicious. So step one, recommendation one, ease off on the rate of increase in your professional fees that you're charging, because people can't afford them. That's why you're getting the open time slots. And if you're in certain medical professions, you're finding out that the more exhaustive surgical and dental procedures that you thought people would just accept, they're not accepting anymore. And then you're being pushed on the other end because you've got an employee base that's so spoiled and so used to rate of increase. And you can't do it anymore because you're sustaining the kind of resistance. And they're getting mad at you, and they're crying and weeping and gnashing teeth that they didn't get the kind of rate increase that they did last year. And the fact is that you can't, because number one, there's a volume issue. People aren't coming as much. That's why you have open slots. There's a resistance issue. Number two, they're not accepting recommendations for goods and services. And then finally, there's a pricing issue. Where you could just increase your prices and, well, everyone else was doing it, so I might as well do it. They're getting resistance. Now, we're seeing a lot of the impact as it relates to issues in North America outside of just the professions. We're seeing restaurants and restaurant chains closing down and failing. We're seeing a lot of people that have just given up. Some are trying to resolve the issues by using robotics, anthropomorphic robots, that is robots that look like people, and artificial intelligence to supplement the fact that staffing is just not meeting the needs. So that's going to be part of it. The other part of it is that People can't afford the rate of increase that you have. People are going to be losing jobs. They're starting to already, as evidenced by what's going on in the United States government. And I got a feeling it's going to roll down into the states, into the cities, and maybe into other countries. I kind of have a feeling that Britain is not too far off. I know Argentina is trying to make inroads, and I would imagine that our cousins up in Canada and in Australia are going to be seeing the same types of things and will be adjusting accordingly. So we're going to be in for a little bit of the issues. Now, couple that with the shortage. We have shortages in the professions. Accounting, I just found out there's less than 300,000 practicing CPAs and dropping daily. Because as I said before, the boomers aging, graying, paunchy, and balding, and they're either dying off or they're retiring. The other factor is that the work hour equivalents, when you replace a 45 to 50 hour a week person with a 25 to 35 hour a week person, you need a lot more people. And because you have people that don't work the same number of hours, they're not gaining the same experience and knowledge. So it's going to take them longer to gain that level of competency that's needed specifically in the professions. And let's face it, when you practice a profession, the word practice is operative. It takes a long time to know what you know. I wouldn't want to practice with what I knew 2 or 3 years ago. And it's going to be that way for quite a few people. So from the pricing standpoint, my recommendations are: number 1, ease off on the pricing. Number 2, be aware that there is going to be continued pressure put on you in your practice to deliver more for less, because it goes back to the old adage, everyone should work for free but me. That's a little iambic pentameter thrown in there. But the fact is that you can't work for free. Things are going to cost more. So you're going to have a shrinking patient base, shrinking client base, as the case may be, and you're going to have to hold fast to the fact that the services that you provide have a fee, and you're going to see that you will see a shrinking in your staff because the staff has been spoiled. You have spoiled them. They're starting to believe that they're worth what they were paid in the past. And the fact is that it's not sustainable. Worth is not an issue of self-worth, but it's an issue of valuability in the marketplace. So you're going to have to worry about that. Number 3, you got to be creative. You've got to provide services that meet the needs of the patient base and their competency to afford it. The client's capacity if you're in veterinary medicine. And then finally, you have to be rather sensitive to the fact that there's going to be a few good people. There's going to be that core of good employees and great clients and great patients that you have to value. And you can't treat them all the same. The ones that are most loyal to you, gosh darn it, you got to cater to them. You've got to recognize them, and you got to work hard for them. That applies to patients, clients, and employees. And you got to identify that core that you know you depend on, that you know you need, and you got to protect them. Other people, they can come into the core, but it's going to take some proof of that. Don't be foolish. Don't treat your best in the same way that you treat your mediocre. Be aware of that. So these are all just points. I've learned these things when I went through the 80s, 90s. We've had dips and burps that come along the way. But this inflationary period, I think I'm uncanny in terms of capacity, because I lived through the last big one under President Carter. And I saw a lot of people that did well. And the ones that did well valued those that they had, didn't try to take everybody on, tried to keep close those individuals that were the most loyal, both patients, clients, and employees. and persevered. And as they say, this too shall pass. So this is Owen McCafferty, part 2. Sorry for the little interruption, but frankly, it would have been too long of a video anyways. And until the next time, of course, you can see this is a Saturday. I'm dressed informally, and I hope to talk with you soon. Bye-bye.